Elu'hymn fights against the beasts. Friends, to listen to this message, would you please click on the link below? Thank you, friends. Before you continue on with this message, I want to make a disclaimer, that some of the things that are in this message are downright hard to believe. And these are very time sensitive, and this is why I, myself, was questioning whether or not, if I should post these messages from Elu'hymn, which are controversial rewordings of the Bible, with new thoughts and interpretations, which are not common to the novice Christian nor any well-seasoned Bible believer, which are much more exciting than that which is preached anywhere in Christendom, which are now on my channel. And I wouldn't blame any of you, who are my subscribers, if you cared to unsubscribe. Please feel free to do so now, for fear that there might be some unseen repercussion that might be coming. And for fear of any censorship or harm that may come to you, because of any association with me or my channel. Friends, this is not the kind of work that is for the weak-hearted. Some time ago, Elu'hymn, the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth, called me to publish these messages with rewordings and with the interpretation and the understanding. And these rewordings that are done is to highlight the errors and misinterpretation and babbling in the Bible, because these are the last days, and all these prophecies that are in the Bible are soon to be fulfilled. And whether you learn about them from me now or from this channel first, it won't make any difference, because no one can stop the divine will of the Sovereign One, who is called and who is the Holy One, and who is the Sovereign of all the heavens and the earth, from fulfilling all of His sayings, and also all the words of His prophecies. Now, friends, you have been forewarned. Now please continue on to the real interpretation of the vision of Daniel. Thank you. Daniel 7:2, and then Daniel spoke to the king Nebuchadnezzar, and he said, I saw in my vision in the night, and when I beheld, Elu'hymn was on his chariot, and was flying, and was on his cherub, on the four winds of the heavens, and I saw that the four beasts that they strove against Elu'hymn over the great sea. Daniel 7:3, and the four beasts, they were great beasts which came up in the air to fight Elu'hymn from the sea, and they were different one from another. Daniel 7:4, and the first beast, it was fierce like a lion, and it had wings as an eagle, and it was made with wings like an eagle as they are lifted up from the earth, and it was made to do feats. And that is, it can stand up like an eagle on its feet, and when it is lifted up from the earth. And it was given a heart, and a man was made to sit in it, and it was made with wings to be lifted up like an eagle until it rested, and it was upon its stands. And I Daniel beheld its feet with its wings, until they were plucked. Daniel 7:5, and I beheld another beast, and then another beast, and then a third which was shaped like the second, and which had teeth, and that looked like that of a raised up bear, and it was like the eagle that was upon the beast. And they was on standby until they were raised up in the sky from the land, and from the beast that were upon the seas, which was supported by its ribs. And there were others like those that were there, and they were on their stands. And they were on standby on the beast, and they were all there by themselves on it. And these beasts, they had teeth which looked like a bear's breast, and which were shaped like breadsticks, and they were on one side, and all these beasts, they all had their teeth on them, which were on the underside of them, and which was upon this beasts, and this was a great beast, and it had on it all these other beasts, that looked like rows of teeth, which was upon the ribs of this great beast. And they had their teeth on them, and was in its mouth, and on the underside of them, and beneath them, and between them. And the teeth that were like breadsticks, they were also underneath this beast, and those were the teeth that were upon it. And that was upon this raised up beasts. And it was said thus to them, when they were raised up in the air, Go and devour much flesh. Daniel 7:6, and after this, I Daniel beheld others like them. And as I Daniel look on, I beheld another beast which was fast like as a leopard, and which was like the first beast, which had upon its back the beasts them, and that had on its back the beasts them which had on the four-winged beasts them. And also a fourth beast which was beneath and which was like it, and which was underneath the sea, that could see in the night, and these beasts, they all also had 4 heads, and they were given dominion to do whatsoever that it was given for them to do, and what was commanded of them, and they did it. Daniel 7:7, and these beasts they were all able to see in the night, and as I beheld them in my visions. And as I behold them in my vision I saw a fourth beast, which was dreadful and terrible, and exceedingly strong, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured all things, and it brake them into pieces, and it stamped the residue with the force of its feet, and it was different from all the other beasts that were before it. And this beast was the eagle which had the force of 10 beasts, possibly nuclear weapons, and the 10 horns, they all had their own eagles. Daniel 7:8, and as I Daniel considered the horns, I behold, that there was a little horn which came up from amongst them, and this little horn was there before, and it was that little horn whom that was there before when 3 of the first horns were plucked up by the root, and I Daniel beheld, this horn in which there were eyes like Elu'hymn, which saw everything, and also everyone. And the eyes of this man's horn, it had a mouth which was speaking great things, like I will make it great again. Daniel 7:9, and then I Daniel beheld the vision until all their dominion was cast down, until the Holy One sat upon his throne, and until Satan was cast down into hell, and until the Ancient of Days did come and was sitting upon his throne, and whose garment was white as snow, and who looked like a burning flame, and the hair of his head which looked like pure wool. And his throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels were like fire, and his throne was like a burning fiery flame. Daniel 7:10, and his throne was like a fiery stream was issuing from out of his throne, and it came from me. And it went before Elu'hymn. And it went in front and behind Elu'hymn. And after that Elu'hymn came forth. And Elu'hymn set up his holy kingdom in his earth. And thousands upon thousands ministered to Elu'hymn. And also 10,000 times 10,000 stood before Elu'hymn. And the judgment was set, and the books were opened. Daniel 7:11, and then I, Daniel beheld and then, I beheld in the vision until that beast which had a great voice and which had the 10 horns, was destroyed, and also the little horn which spoke about he will make it great, and that he would make things great, that it was slain, and I beheld them in my vision even until all the beasts them that were in it that they were all slain. And I looked on until the beast, who was called Satan, and also old God Godriel, the destroyer, was destroyed, and his body was thrown into hell, and into the burning flame. Daniel 7:12, and concerning the rest of the beasts, they all had their dominion taken away from them, yet their lives were prolonged for just a little season, and for just a little time. Daniel 7:13, and then I saw the glorious coming of Elu'hymn in the night. And the night became clear as day, and as if it was still day, in my vision. And this was when I beheld, whom was called Elu'hymn, and whom was shining like the sun. And he was the man, Elu'hymn, and he was shining, and he looked like the sun. And he came with his holy Jerusalem which was in the clouds of heaven. And he came into his earth, and he was the Ancient of Days. And every one was brought before Elu'hymn. And they all stood before Elu'hymn. And they were all judged by Elu'hymn. Daniel 7:14, and Elu'hymn had all the dominion, and the glory, and even all the kingdoms, and all the people, and the nations them, and all the languages, and they all worshipped and they all serve Elu'hymn. And Elu'hymn, who looked like the sun in all of his glory, was called Eod, and Elu'hymn. And he had all the dominion, and also had his kingdom which is an everlasting dominion, and which shall not ever pass away. And his kingdom, it shall be everlasting, and it shall endure forever and ever, because it cannot be destroyed. Daniel 7:15, Then I, Daniel, was awakened out of my dream. And I was grieved in my spirit. And I had pains, in the midst of my body, and in my head because of the visions which I had seen, and it troubled me greatly. The end. A quick word to my friends, and my subscribers. Friend, we are in the end times, and things might just start to get worse than better. And it would be best if you all were to seek out the Sovereign One of Heaven before it's too late, and we should download as many of my messages as possible, just in case the internet should go burst. And the worst should happen. Thank you. And may Elu'hymn bless you. Thank you. Friends, of this rewording have opened up your eyes. Would you please consider the times that we are in, and that we all should acknowledge Elu, before it is too late. Elu'hymn. Friends, we all need to get ready for E's return. Because E's return is imminent. Would you embrace the holy, sacred, holy name of E today? Thank you. May Elu save us all before it's too late. To be continued. Here is a link on how to pray and how to be saved. Thank you. The end.